Alright, so I'm remaking this video because I want to correct a little bit of things I did mess up in my previous video. So let's go ahead and get right into it, guys. Today we're going to be talking about the OnePlus V Fold that is rumored to be coming out sometime in August of this year. Now, this will be a $1,200 foldable phone, and it will be running the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor. This is why it's going to be cheaper than, let's say, a Galaxy Z Fold 5. They'll be running a Gen 2 processor. I actually thought the Z Fold 5 was going to be running Gen 3, because Gen 3 is rumored to come out in Q4 of this year. So I figured, hey, listen, if you're going to release a Z Fold 5 and you want it to be very, very powerful, why not give it the best processor you're about to release? This is the problem with not having competition in the industry, is that now we have companies like Samsung who are like, we're not going to release this Gen 3 processor with our Z Fold 5, because why would we do that when we can save that for the Z Fold 6? Competition's always good. But the good thing is, OnePlus, based on rumors and based on what I'm saying now, they will be coming to the United States. So this will not be a Chinese exclusive, type phone. This is going to be across the whole entire world type of phone, which is really crazy. Mainly because this isn't being talked about as much as it should be if this is going to be a globally international phone. Again, like I said, everything right now is rumors, everything is speculation. Keep that in mind. Now, why is the OnePlus better than the Google Pixel Fold, for example, or the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5? Because we already know the Tensor G2 chip is actually pretty much the same equal power to the Gen 1 chip. So if this is coming out and this literally has the same power as the Google Pixel Fold, what's different? Well, first off, it has an 8-inch inside display. It also has an AMOLED display, not an OLED display. And it's kind of a little bit different. The Google Pixel Fold has an OLED display, while the Galaxy Z Fold 5 has an AMOLED display. So it's very similar to the Galaxy Z Fold 5 in that context. Now, it is an 8-inch display versus a 7.6-inch that is found on the Z Fold 5 and the Google Pixel Fold. It also comes with a 1792 by 1920 pixel inside display, 370 ppi, foldable dual display with 120 Hz refresh rate, which is awesome. A punch hole camera display. The cameras are going to be a 50, 48, 32 with 4K up to 30 FPS, so not 60 FPS for the cameras recording wise, which kind of does suck. 32 megapixel plus 32 megapixel dual front cameras. So you have the inside camera is a 32 megapixel camera, while the front of the screen camera is a 32 megapixel camera, which of course beats out and destroys the Google Pixel Fold and the Galaxy Z Fold 5, where the Z Fold 5 is going to have a 4 megapixel inside camera that's under display, so it kind of looks a little crappy when you take pictures. The Google Pixel Fold has an 8 megapixel not under display. It's actually in the bezel, which makes it look so much better. And now this is having a 32 megapixel camera, which I've always said in this channel, I'll say it again if you knew, megapixels do not matter. Anything above a 16 megapixel camera is absolutely pointless for anything other than printing out the picture and having a life-size portrait of yourself. The megapixels are millions of pixels in each image. So for example, if I take a picture right now, myself, my face, in a 100 megapixel camera and a 10 megapixel camera, if I upload that to any social media, it automatically gets compressed down to, I think, a pretty much equivalent of an 8 megapixel camera. If I go ahead and, take that raw image and I put it into Lightroom and then I get it printed out, then that's when the megapixels matter. But the second I even post it on Twitter, Instagram, anything, I even send it on Twitter, it gets compressed and it becomes a equivalent of an 8 megapixel camera. Now it says right here this has the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor. This interests me a lot because there's a lot of rumors that says it's going to be a Gen 1 processor, not Gen 2. So I wonder who's correct here, because I've seen rumors on Tom's Guide and other sites that say Gen 1 processor, and that's why the price tag is so cheap, while this says the Gen 2 processor. This again is what's going to be found in the Z Fold 5, while the Z Fold 4 has the Gen 1 processor. So this does have a 3.2 gigahertz octa-core processor, 12 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabyte inbuilt memory, 4G, 5G, all your kind of great stuff. It does not say wireless charging. It says fast charging and reverse charging. So again, waterproofness, wireless charging, all things we're going to have to wait to find out more about and see, if we do actually get that. Again, like I said, at the end of the day, we'll find out. It does say Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor, which again, if this does come out, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor, this will be a crazy W, because this will actually mean that it is on par with the Z Fold 5 and better than the Google Pixel Fold. But we'll have to wait and see on that one, because I know a lot of smartphones right now, foldable phones, coming out with the 8 Gen 1 processor, because it keeps the price tag a lot lower to manufacture and make, and they can keep the price tag lower for the consumer. That's why they're keeping that price tag, at what it is. But again, like I said before, if this does come out in August, you want to see the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor, especially with, competing now with the Galaxy Z Fold 5 and the Google Pixel. And they're going international, which they do have stock in America. They have some assets in America, so it's possible they could. Then they're going to have to compete with, the big dogs. And having Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor is not really going to compete too much. At least with the Tensor G2 chip. On paper, yes, it's very comparable. The Tensor G2 chip. On paper, it's very comparable to the Gen 1 chip, Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chip. But at least they can say, well, that's because it's not fully optimized. And as time goes on, we'll fully optimize this phone for the Tensor G2 chip. Hopefully that ends up becoming the case. But at this moment in time, though, like I said before, this is going to be a really interesting phone. And if it does come out at a price tag of $1,200, it's going to completely shake up everything. Based on what we understand in rumors, is it going to, be the same price as the Oppo Find N2, which would put it right on par with being one of the most favorite phones on the market at this moment in time. But again, keep in mind, every website has different speculations and specs and rumors. So we don't know anything until everything is confirmed. That's why, again, I will say with the G Fold 5, there was rumors coming out that it was going to have a Snapdragon Gen 3 processor because Samsung was going to release that at the end of this year. But now, with it coming out earlier, now the rumors have shifted to a Gen 2 processor. So we're going to find out some things. There's also, I think there's still rumors of a pen silo, but we're not getting a pen silo. You gotta love rumors, guys, because everything changes within a split second. I'll see you guys next one. Peace.